It is official. This is my first live here on like where am I? On YouTube. I wanted to share a little bit of a vulnerable moment because I know that I'm not the only one that's struggling with this. I think that when you hit your 30s, there's just something that happens that we hold ourselves to certain expectations. We feel like our life should look a certain way. We had these plans when we were teenagers, when we were in our 20s, of how our life was supposed to look like in our 30s. And now that we're here, it's like, oh shit, my life doesn't look like that. Am I a failure? Did I fail? What am I doing wrong? And with easy access to social media, through social media to other people's lives, it's easy to compare ourselves. It's easy to see what everyone else is doing and again think that we're doing something wrong, that we failed, that and I think there's a lot of shame in that. There's a lot of guilt in that. And I think mostly shame, especially if we don't have someone to talk to these things about, whether it's our financial situation, our unhappiness with our lives, our dissatisfaction with where we're at with our jobs, with our finances, our struggle in our day-to-day life, our mental health, our emotional health, even our health, right? Our physical health. So if we don't have anyone to talk to about these things, there's more shame around that. And I just first want to let you know that that's normal. That's normal. On the outside, I think that we are all trying to put on this face of I have it all figured out. Of I'm 30 some years old and I have it figured out. And I think that more often than not, most of us are trying to figure it out. And I think that in that trying to figure it out, we think that there's something wrong with that. We think that I should already have it figured out. I should already know what I'm doing with my life. I should already be there, have this, have had accomplished, these things, XYZ. And that's not the truth. That's not the truth, right? Everyone has their own path. Everyone is on their own journey of life. Some people make certain decisions early on in life that leads them on a certain path. Other people make different decisions that leads them on a different path. And along the way, we continue on our paths. But that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with us. That doesn't mean that we are wrong. That doesn't mean that we are broken. That doesn't mean that we're never going to learn or we're never going to figure it out. I am a big believer, especially for me, the way that I learn about life is through experiencing it. And yes, that means that I sometimes take risks without really thinking about them, that I sometimes jump head on into a project or into something that I envision or a goal that I have, and I just go head on. And maybe sometimes I don't think too hard on it, but I'm so glad that I'm that way, because that means that I don't overthink and I don't overanalyze and I don't stay stuck in my head, that I actually move forward. So I'm so in love with that part of me, that I am a risk taker, that I bet on myself. And have I made mistakes? I don't see them as mistakes. I see them as experiences. Yes, are there some experiences that I wish I could have done something else, something different, of course. And I think that's the whole point of life, is that we learn from our decisions, that we learn from our experiences. And so I'm someone who, I need to do it. I need to experience it. I need to feel it. I need to live it. And that comes with its own head drama, as I like to call it, right? All of these thoughts that I have about, oh my gosh, I made a mistake, I'm a failure because I didn't work out. It comes with all of that. And I think that's my journey of learning that there's no such thing as like me being a failure, that I am just living my life. And I'm so again so glad that I have that in me, that I am so like fired up of like I'm so committed. I'm so determined. So I want to share this. I wanted to come on to, first of all, let you know that you are not alone when you, again, especially if you're in your 30s, when you think that you should be somewhere, or when if you think that you are falling behind, that you're behind in life, there's nothing wrong with you. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. And I want to just remind you, I'm sure maybe you've heard this, especially if you are into self development, especially if you are working towards goals, right? If you do have goals for yourself, if you do have these aspirations for yourself, know that you are deserving of all of that. Know that if it hasn't worked out yet, it doesn't mean that it won't. One of the things that I am learning to do is to trust myself, is to trust myself. And I think it's important for us to trust our decisions. I think that it's also important for us to learn to listen to our bodies. Our bodies signal to us the way, right? Call it intuition, call it your gut, call it your following, your purpose, or like I believe that our body tells us where to go, right? We know when something is for us or something is not for us. Yet, are we going to listen to it? That's something else, right? Like those red flags that we've noticed, that we've seen in relationships, that we've seen in friendships, that we've seen before in our lives. I know that you felt something in your heart, in your gut, in your head, in your body, yet you ignored it. And so part of this process of making decisions that are aligned with the life that we want to create, with the life that we want to live, with how we want our life to feel, how we want our life to look like, what experiences we want to have, is about connecting with ourselves, is learning about ourselves, listening to ourselves. And I think that takes time, and that takes awareness, that takes patience, that takes intention, that takes love, right? That word, love, us wanting to connect with ourselves more is from a place of love. And I think that it's important for us to begin to have that connection with ourselves. Again, our bodies are intelligent, yet most of us, myself included, we spend a lot of time up here in our thoughts, in our heads, constantly thinking, constantly worrying, constantly replaying those conversations that went wrong, and the things that we've done wrong, and when we have failed, and what could go wrong. And we're constantly up here. And it's important for us to begin to bring all of that energy that we have up here to our bodies, whether that's through meditation, through going out into nature, taking a walk, moving your body, breathing, breath work, journaling, talking to someone, talking to yourself, whatever it is. I think it's important for us to, put all of this noise down into paper, or, you know, having someone to talk to, or just letting it go, and recognizing, remembering that all of these are just thoughts, that our thoughts are not the truth. Our thoughts don't need to be the truth, right? And if something that you're thinking isn't serving you, isn't making you feel, eager about your life, isn't making you feel good about yourself, then you don't need to think that. You don't need to choose to focus on that. And so that's one tip, one encouragement, one advice that I have for all of us, myself included, more often, is to connect with our bodies, connect with ourselves, and begin to practice listening to ourselves, right? If you know that this relationship that you're in is just not it's not right for you, if you know that, this opportunity that's presented in front of you, that that is for you, yet you're scared, you're afraid that you don't know enough, that you're inadequate, that it's going to, what if it fails, right? Yet you know that that is what you want to be doing. And you know that you would love to take that opportunity. Follow your, and it sounds so cheesy, right? Follow your gut, follow your heart. It sounds so cheesy because I think that all of us needs to be involved, right? Yes, our minds, but also our bodies, right? Also our bodies. And so begin to, again, have that practice of tuning in with yourself, and begin to make your body part of that decision, not just from your head. If you haven't heard of human design, I encourage you to look at your human design, because it shows you, again, like just like astrology, just like the different um modalities to show you yourself even more, to help you learn yourself more. It's another modality, right? So, and these are, I believe these are just tools, but it tells you how you best make decisions, right? And for me, my gut is how I make decisions, and it is so true for me, because I just know when I'm about to make a decision, or when I'm thinking of doing something, it's just, I can't explain it. Like, to other people, it just doesn't make sense. But to me, like, I know that I need to do this. I know that I'm going to learn from this. I know that this is what I need to do. Right? And I act on that. And that has brought me to where I am today, to the career that I have, to where I live, to the relationships that I have, especially the relationship that I have with myself. Like, I have focused so much of my life on external success, on looking rich. And I thought that I needed to, that was the most important thing on the outside, what my life looks like, what I'm wearing, what other people think about me. And yet I was putting so much effort into that at my own cost, right? Like, I didn't care about myself. I didn't care about how I felt about myself, what I thought about myself. But on the pursuit of this success that I wanted, I've had to do things to get uncomfortable. I've had to try new things. I've had to look at my failures. I've had to, you know, risk rejection and be rejected. And in that process is when I where I have learned to love myself, to believe in myself, to support myself, to encourage myself. The decisions that I have made have not been easy. I've let people down. I've hurt people, not intentionally, right? Like, not, but I've made decisions that have hurt people because I've chosen me. I've made decisions that I knew I needed to make for myself. And so in that process, I have learned to love myself, to genuinely love myself, care for myself, support myself. And I I had the inspiration to come on today because, like, I'm looking at my finances, and a thought for me that popped into my head was, am I going backwards? Like, what, like, am I making a mistake? Right? And in the past, I would have felt so disappointed in myself, and I would have beaten myself up. And yet today I have so much compassion for myself, and I'm able to tell myself that, hey, like, you've got this, you're going to figure this out, everything is going to be okay, right? Everything is going to be okay. um I love you. Like, I can tell myself that I love myself, not from an arrogant place. And I think so often when we think about self-love or stuff like that, that we think that, oh, I don't want to sound arrogant. I don't want to sound like I think I'm all that. It's not about that. True love is definitely not about that. Arrogance is thinking that you're better than someone else. I don't think I'm better than anyone. at all. Like, I want you to love yourself. I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to support yourself. I want you to be your best friend. And I truly, truly, truly believe that I'm that for myself. Years and years and years of hating myself. Like, maybe I didn't even you couldn't even tell on the outside, but the conversations that I had with myself, the me being afraid to put myself out there because I didn't believe in myself, because I didn't trust myself, because I'm a completely different person. And so maybe my life, right, to society, to this ladder that we need to climb, maybe it doesn't look like that. I don't have my own home. I'm not married. I don't have kids. I'm 31. I don't have all of those things that I thought that I would have by now, that society tells us we need to check off these boxes. I don't have that, but I have something that so many people don't have, so many women want, so many people in general want: this self-love, this self-belief, this joy to and this gratitude that I have for life, for myself, for my body. Like, I love my body. I love, and again, not from an arrogant place, like from a place of I'm so grateful for my strong and healthy body that allows me to go through life effortlessly. I don't have pains. My body functions properly. My organs function properly. I live a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful life. Like, those are the things that I'm so grateful for. Those are the things that I focus on. And and I'm so thankful for that, for my family, for their health, right? The fact that I have such a beautiful, beautiful family, such beautiful friends. I'm so grateful for all of that, right? And I might not have these things on paper, but I believe that I have something much richer than that. I believe that I know that I am wealthy. Right? I know that I am wealthy. And so you can change your perspective on what you believe success looks like for you, what you believe wealth looks like for you, right? And that doesn't mean that I don't want these. I want to get married. Yes, of course. I want a relationship with a man that loves me and that values me as much as I love myself and values me, that sees my value, that takes care of me like I take care of myself. That is so important. And I know he's out there. I know he's out there. I have no doubt that I deserve that kind of love. I have no doubt. I will not tolerate any less than that at all. And I know that I deserve, financial success, right? A certain amount of money that I want for myself, for my life, to live this beautiful, rich life so that I can live the life that I want, but also give back to others and help others and show others what's possible as well. And I know that I deserve that. I know that I deserve that kind of wealth in my life. I deserve healthy, beautiful relationships that support me, that empower me, that uplift me. Right? I deserve that and I'm worthy of that. And so are you. So are you, no matter what, no matter what you've gone through, no matter your experiences, no matter the mistakes that you've made, no matter what has happened in your life, you are deserving of that as well, of love, of joy, of happiness, of wealth, of success, right? Of friendships, of health. You are so worthy of that. You deserve that. Again, it doesn't matter what you've done in your life. It doesn't matter who you've hurt, who you've let down, the mistakes that you've made. None of that matters. What matters is you going forward. What matters is that you are a human being and we all deserve that love, right? We all deserve that love. And so I wanted to share this because this is a human experience. This is totally normal to have these days, these moments of, again, I think that some days I feel on top of the world. I'm like, I'm so determined. I know what I'm doing. So excited. And then other days, other moments, even like throughout the day, like it fluctuates, and that's okay. I give all of this space. I give all of these emotions time because they are part of me. Right. And I don't have to believe these thoughts that I've played all of my life of there's something wrong with you. I like, will you ever get it together? I don't need to believe that. I know that they are there because it's something that's always played in my mind. And I know that who I am becoming is someone who doesn't have those thoughts. And it's okay if right now I do. It's okay if right now they still come up. And I know that, as I continue with life, as I continue to evolve and to grow, that they will quiet down even more. Right? I know that they will. And I encourage you to go on this self-love journey. Again, you've heard it. I think it's everywhere right now. This self-love, self-love. And it's not selfish. It's not arrogant. It's easier. It's easier to hate yourself. It's easier to beat yourself up. It's easier to compare yourself. It's easier to do all of these negative things, right? Because that's how you've grown up. That's how we've grown up. Society tells us that we need to change in order to be happier, to have love, right? It's easier to continue on this negative self-talk, negative, self-image, because you've done it. You've done it. It's harder to love yourself, to genuinely love yourself, even when you make mistakes, even when you fail, even when you're rejected by your partner, by your boss, by your clients, by society. Can you love yourself if you don't start that business, if you don't make the amount of money that you want to make, if you don't have that house, if you don't get married, if you don't have kids? Can you love yourself? That is our journey. That is our journey here in life, is to continue to work on this relationship with ourselves, and to continue to expand our capacity for love. Because I think most of our capacities is right here, right? The love that we think we deserve, the love that um yeah, the love that we think we deserve, the love that we give to others. Yet our potential is immense. And our journey in life is to expand this capacity. And it really all starts with us. It starts with our self love. Because when I can love myself unconditionally, even when I mess up, I can have compassion and love for someone that messes up, that makes mistakes, because I know that I forgive myself when I make mistakes, that I can love myself and have compassion for myself when I make mistakes, because I'm a human being, and because that's what human beings do. We make mistakes and we hopefully learn from them. But because I love myself, I can love someone else. I can love people and forgive people and not judge them, not criticize them, not hate them, not alienate them, because that's not how I treat myself. I wanted to share that with you. I hope that this is, if you're watching this, I know that this is what you needed to hear today. So thank you. Thank you for being here. I love you. I don't know you, but I love you. And you can follow me on Instagram. I have my Instagram link there. I am a life coach, and this is my work, because this is the work that I love to do. And my mission is to expand the world's capacity to love. And again, it started with me, and I've expanded so much. And I know that every interaction that I have, that love radiates. And I'm excited to radiate that love to you today through this video, but also through this channel, through my social media, through my coaching that I do, through everyday interactions. And so, sending you lots and lots of love today. Come connect, leave me a message here, and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. This is a very impromptu live, but I just felt called to, because again, I was having one of those, and it's like, you know what, I want to share this. And vulnerability is scary, but I think that it helps us connect and feel more connected to each other. I love you. Enjoy the rest of your day.